There we go. Okay, everybody, welcome to our celebration of the 20th round of Tehillim that we have finished. Many of you have been doing a few rounds with us. Some of you have been with us for years, and some of you are newer. But we all share a love of Tehillim. And today, I'm hoping to inspire some other people to join our group through us sharing what's important to us about Tehillim. So my friend Yahad said that we should still have a few words of Torah to go along with it. And I looked up some good things to share with you. They're short and inspirational. So I'm going to start with that. And then we're going to call on everybody to share what's special about the Tehillim group and Tehillim with everybody else. So there's a story I read on the Neinu Tehillim site, and I'm going to share it with you. It's very special. I will mute everybody right now, and then I'll unmute everybody when I'm going to call on you, okay? So here we go.
Can I, Lori?
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't know how my name got to be that, but that's not who I am. Is that someone else who's supposed to be on the call?
Yeah, it's someone else who's supposed to be on the call. I don't know what happened.
That's very odd.
It'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone, and then I'm going to unmute you very shortly. Okay, so there's a story of the Tzemach Tzedek, that there was a young son of the Tzemach Tzedek who used to hear his mother saying Tehillim. And he one day noticed that his mother was pronouncing the words incorrectly. So he told his mother, it's worthless for you to say Tehillim because you don't know how to say it right. It has nothing to do with what David HaMelech wrote. So the mother, of course, was pretty distraught. She went straight to her husband, the Rebbe, and told him what the son had told her. The Rebbe since told her husband that she wouldn't be saying Tehillim anymore since it seems it was worthless. The Rebbe asked his wife to please call his son into the library. And the rabbi said to his son and told him in no uncertain terms, do you remember the time I went to St. Petersburg to try to abolish a bad decree that was brought down by the Russian government on the Jews? It was a trip fraught with danger, and anything could have happened in my own life or the people who went with me. But it was your mother's Tehillim that the decree was abolished. So nothing compares with saying Tehillim like saying Tehillim with a pure heart. Please go to your mother right now and apologize for what you said to her. So that made me feel good because sometimes I'm reading the Tehillim and I'm not quite sure I know how to pronounce every word exactly. And now I know, now I've got it confirmed that Hashem listens to all of the words that we say in Tehillim, whether we get them right or wrong or in English or in Hebrew or whatever. But if we're saying Tehillim with a pure heart, then Hashem is listening. And there's another concept of Tehillim that I think is really beautiful that comes from the Chumash. When Moshe Rabbeinu gave his last speech to the children of Israel before they were going into the land of Israel, he retold the story of their parents' mistakes in the desert. When he retold the story of the sin of the spies, Moshe said that they were punished and routed by the Amori in their effort to go to Eretz Yisrael without permission. After this defeat, they came back to the camp and they began to cry. So I'm assuming they were crying in prayer, like, please Hashem, let us go to Israel. The pasuk says, V'lo shama Hashem b'kolcham. Hashem didn't listen to them. The next pasuk says that they stayed in Kadesh for many years, and Rashi says they stayed there for 19 years. The Netziv says that we see from here that Hashem, when he doesn't listen to our prayers and doesn't grant what our wish is, it still helps. Because while the tefillahs didn't repeal the bad decree of staying in the desert for 40 years, it helped them settle in one place. And for 19 years, they didn't need to wander. I love this line. So the lesson that can be learned from this, says the Mitzvah, is that we can't always get what we want, but we always get something. So our prayers, they may not be exactly what we think we're praying for. And sometimes our prayer can help our neighbor or somebody else who's sick, but all the words we say of Tehillim are really special, and Hashem uses it for something. Okay, I'm going to unmute you all now. And I'm going to ask you to share. Is Rosalind on the line? No, didn't make it. How about Cindy? Cindy? Is that you? Okay, maybe not. Yachad, you're next. Do you have any words to share about being in the Tehillim group and anything you want to share with us?
I love to share. First of all, I'm in Eretz Yisrael. I am fortunate to live here. And I was actually on Har Zion last night, and for a couple of days. I get to go up there a lot. My friends up there, so I get to stay up there. And it's really neat to connect with Tehillim. And when I'm davening and I read Zion, you know, I know people who live there, and I get to spend time there. I get to light candles at the kever of David HaMelech. So I have a really, really amazing, glorious personal connection. So when I read Tehillim, you know, and when I daven and I think about what David HaMelech wrote, I get to be, so I feel really strongly connected, really grateful to be where my feet walk, is to say it. As far as what this group has given me, if I may go on?
Please.
Okay. Hi, sweetie. It's great to see you. You're looking wonderful.
Thanks.
So in my life, I haven't been davening as much all of my years as I have since Elul. And I think it's very much because of this group that, and thank you, because I never really felt connected to Tehillim. I feel connected to what's in front of me with my smiles and my intuition and my love and my emunah. But it's always been kind of like, yeah, so I see a lot of women reading Tehillim, and it's supposed to be really good. You know, I do my depth up there. And I think that this group really helped me to get more into davening. And that every year, I always daven in Elul a lot. And then it kind of peters out, you know, and I know there's the 5-minute davening and the 10-minute davening and the 20-minute davening. And then there's, you know, if you have half an hour, do all the davening. So Baruch Hashem, since Elul and after Yom Kippur and Sukkot, I just kept davening every day, all the davening. From like through Shir Yom, skipping very little in between. And thank you. I can see your and I really feel like that's a part of this Tehillim group. I'm supposed to be into Tehillim. I don't really get being into Tehillim, but I'm going to do it. And a lot more of my davening is in Hebrew. And that is huge for me to be making the effort, even though I live in Israel. I don't read in Hebrew. I wasn't raised with any of this. So thank you.
That sounds beautiful, Yachad, and I am so with you. And one of the things I like about saying the one gratitude Tehillim a day is it's something that's not in the normal davening, and we can connect with it just, you know, with freshness. You know, it's new words. So I think that's really special. I'm going to mute everybody so we don't have background noise, and then I'll unmute you if you're the one talking, okay? So I'm going to mute everyone again.
Okay, can I add
Yes.
Yes. It's very beautiful.
Yes.
Because I'm usually davening at home alone. And I love this thing, Lori knows this. When I get to the Hallelujahs, and I'm actually saying it with the Yud, because when I turn to that page, I'm singing. While I'm reading in English, I'm singing. So I'm singing these different melodies of Hallelujah, and I'm just singing like, Hallelujah, and my eyes are reading, but I always know, you know, sometimes I'm clapping, and I really, really emphasize my davening with singing and clapping, and, you know, my hands are in the air. So Baruch Hashem, this is really, this group has given me more of a launching place to say, yeah, I'm going to read Tehillim and I'm really going to find ways to connect to it. So thank you very much, dear.
That's so beautiful. They say when you sing the Tehillim, the angels come to listen. So you invite the angels into your home when you're singing your Tehillim. So that's pretty cool.
They're sitting over here. Do you see them on my arrow? And they're up here, over here behind me. And they're up in my ceiling, my orange shoulders.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. Thank you, Yachad. And now I'm going to unmute Sonia. If Sonia is here, isn't she? Sonia? Where are you? Oh no, Sonia's from Brazil and she must have dropped off. So we'll have to come back to her. Joining us all the way from Brazil. She was so excited. If she doesn't come back on, I can share her written words. Okay, is Kaya here from England? No. Ruth? Ruth is here. I'm muting you, Ruth.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you. Okay, please share with us your thoughts about Tehillim Group.
Right.
First of all, who are you? Where do you live, Ruth?
I live in Switzerland.
Switzerland. It's so exciting to have a member in Switzerland. It's so amazing.
It's such a small country, but it's okay. And we're not too far from Israel. It's just about 4 hours on a plane.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Right. Okay, Tehillim. My sister-in-law actually says the whole Tehillim every single day. And that's a lot. It's just, and I wonder, wow, okay, I don't aspire to come to that level, but I thought with this website, Daily Gratitude Tehillim, I thought, okay, I might as well try one a day. And it's been some time, and I've been able to really comprehend and get onto a deeper level and begin to see things differently, a bit in that light, spiritual light. So that's basically how it's working for me.
Do you say it in the morning, the evening? Do you have a special time?
Oh yes, in the morning I daven.
Mm-hmm.
I daven full, right? It takes me about half an hour to daven, 20 minutes, half an hour. And then I'll say my Tehillim. There will be times where I don't have time and I have to rush out. So, okay, I just say my morning brachas and I try to make sure to insert the Tehillim in there. Mm-hmm. If it does work, it works. If not, then I'll do it some other time during the day. And if during the day it doesn't happen, well then, okay, the next day.
I do that too sometimes. If there's just no time on that day, I'll just say it tomorrow. And that's really one of the beautiful things about our group is that there's no pressure and you don't have to say them all. Because most Tehillim groups, when you join them, there is responsibility to say your Tehillim. And our group says women have enough pressures and we do what we can when we can and that's it. That's it. So, okay. Very nice. Thank you for joining us from Switzerland, Ruth. And
thanks.
We really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to mute everyone again. And now I'm going to see, is Judy here? Is there a Judy here? No. Lily didn't make it. Suzanne, whose idea this was many years ago. Suzanne, can you share with us your thoughts about Tehillim? She doesn't have a video, so she's just going to talk via the phone. Go ahead. Suzanne, I unmuted you. Okay. Suzanne, when you're ready, you'll let us know. Oh,
I'm here.
There she is. Okay. Please share with us. Thank you for your idea.
Okay, so my actual idea was to take notes throughout the whole year and pick out and reflect on what pieces of Tehillim really spoke with you through the entire round. And so I'll just kind of give you a little brief background on me and how I got here. So I had a friend who told me about Anenu, and so I started actually listening to the Shirim with Anenu on Wednesday nights, and then I ended up, when they started in on saying Tehillim on almost a daily basis, I started doing that. So I pretty much say Tehillim, the Paraks of Tehillim that they're saying twice a day. For me, I'm in California, so it's 10:15 and then 5:30 p.m. And I usually, I found out about the Daily Gratitude Tehillim from Anenu because they would send out emails, and so it was on the email. So I joined this group, and I generally say it in the morning, the parak that we're doing. If I get backed up, all I do is I just, usually on Shabbos, catch myself up. And there's something that I really, really like, which I found called bimbom.com. And what they did was they did a project on Tehillim with artists and poets and singers. And today we're on the first number one. And so they actually have one that a singer did. His name is Elijah Aaron. And he titled his he titled it Sacred Guardian. And what they did was they took his song and they put it to a video, but it's of, I'm trying to think, it's not like a cartoon, but it's like kind of an artistic rendition of his song. And I get such a kick out of like listening and to it, reading the Tehillim on my own. And then they didn't do it for all of Tehillim. It was a contest, and they just adapted Psalm 1, Psalm 23, Psalm 42, and Psalm 90. And then they have some of the semifinalists too that you can go on to, and you can see the semifinalists. But these were the finalists. So I like not only studying Tehillim. I have a partner in Torah, and when I got involved with Partner in Torah, that's what I wanted to do. I don't know why Tehillim kind of grabbed me in the way that it did, but I have always been drawn to the fact that I heard and believed that Tehillim was the strongest way a Jewish woman could pray. And I, for some reason, just really wanted to embrace that. So, besides talking to Hashem on my own, this is, really important piece of my life. And so this year, what I was really pulled on was, looking at the things that are trying situations for me in my life. I happen to be married to a politician, and so one of the things that I'm dealing with is people who have differences of opinion. And so that's what I did this year. Was I was just going through and pulling out pieces of the Tehillim that I could use when I daven on my own in the morning. I daven initially, and then I'd say about 9:30 is when I kind of really get onto the internet, and when I'm reading the Tehillim of that we're working with on the day. But so I'll like take like little pieces, and let me just see. So if I walk in the midst of distress, you revive me against the wrath of my enemies. You stretch forth your hand, and your right hand saves me. May the Lord agree with me, O Lord. May your kindness be eternal. Do not let go of the works of your hands that help me, that are always positive, that I'm a part of. They are my hands too. So I added that piece of it for myself just because I like to personalize them. And that's from 137. And in your kindness, cut off my enemies and obliterate all those who oppress my soul, for I am your service. 143, rescue me and deliver me from the hand of strangers whose mouth speaks deceit and whose right hand is a right hand of falsehood. 144. So those are the things and some of the ways that I like to really bring and encapsulate Tehillim into my present day life. Thank you.
Susanna,
Thank you.
Susanna, thank you for that. And people want to know, what was the name of that site again?
It's called bimbam.com, bimbam.com.
That's what I thought you said, bimbam.com, from an old Jewish song, sounds like. Very good. So Tehillim sounds like it's a very big part of your life, and you found lots of different ways to connect with it, and you have special sentences that really mean something to you. And I mean, there's like no end to that. I know that sometimes those words of Tehillim just touch you. There was a very exciting story once that one of our members was in Yerushalayim, and she was with a group that was waiting to go to the Kotel, and she just decided to check her phone for the Tehillim of the day, and it was King David's psalm about going up to Jerusalem. The words were exactly what she was doing, you know, and it was so amazing to her. It was just, some days those Tehillim are just the ones that you want or just the ones that you need. It's so amazing. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you for getting us going on this. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to mute you. I'm going to, I think, unmute Dina Leah. Dina Leah, can you share with us? Your video's not working, but Dina Leah. I hear you. I hear your static. Can you say something? Dina Leah. No. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to have to mute you back. And how about Reva? Reva, unmuted?
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Where are you from, Reva?
From Brooklyn.
Okay.
Or at least I live in Brooklyn. I'm from New Jersey, but I live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So, okay. So as I said, this isn't going to sound so spiritual, but I can read the Hebrew perfectly, and sometimes I can translate as go along, but I still have trouble connecting to Tehillim, you know, even when I understand words. So, you know, I'm thinking, like, I say these words, but what does it do? What does it do for me? What does it do for Hashem? What does it, you know? And then I thought, in Kapitel Chaf Beis, on Zion, it says, "Vanochi sola asolo ish." I'm a worm, not a man. And then I thought about this video game that my children play, and it has this worm, and it has to eat these little lights, and it gives it energy, and it grows from that. And I thought, you know, each word I say is like a little dot of energy. It's a little dot of ruchnius, a little spirituality. And even if I don't understand what I'm saying, I don't feel it, I don't even think about what I'm saying sometimes, it still strengthens me. It still helps me grow. Kal v'chomer, if I think about what I'm saying, if I concentrate on the words. So every, you know, this group helps me to remember to do that. You know, it helps remember to say Tehillim and think about it, and you know, and grow from that. And I was saying I would like to be more consistent in reading the lessons every day, and I was wondering if anybody would be interested in like a phone chavrusa, if they'd be interested in reading with me on the phone, even once a week if possible.
That's really neat, kind of like a Partners in Tehillim. So if anybody wants to partner with Reva, you can let me know and I'll hook you up with her. She emailed me this request this morning. And if we don't get anybody from the group here today, I'll put out a little note in the next Tehillim email to see if there's a Tehillim buddy for Reva. So you can put it in the group chat. You can put it in the group chat if you'd like to meet with Reva. Okay, Reva, that was really beautiful. I love the idea of that, that Tehillim line that we're just like a worm, and that we get spiritual energy from reading each word of Tehillim. It's like an energy of Ruchnius. I think that is such an amazing analogy. So thank you for sharing that. It's really beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I'm muting you, and Shelly, unmuting you. Shelly, hello, my Tehillim buddy. How are things in Long Island?
I was thinking about this.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Not enough.
I can't speak any louder.
Speak right into your speaker, please.
I don't even know where it is. At all?
Just try and speak really loud, and I'll let you know how it goes.
I started getting into saying Tehillim way back in the 80s when I was working at Shariatsu. And I started getting involved. I started following Rebbe and then from there it grew. I got to the Yager, and she would tell me, oh, to this say this paragraph, to this say that paragraph. And as time went on, I joined more and more groups, and I had to moderate these groups. And
Shelly, I'm afraid we just can't hear you. I am sorry to say. Could you guys hear? Yes, no? No. I'm sorry, Shelly. We're gonna have to find a different way for you. You wanna call me and I'll put you on speakerphone?
Okay.
Okay. 206-230-8885. 1 second, I have to unmute my phone. Okay, you got the number, Shelly?
I got your machine. Can you repeat your number again?
Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat box. Can you see the chat box?
Not yet.
206. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Shelly. Now we'll see if everyone can you hear her? Go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying before, I'm hearing myself by echo. I started really getting involved in saying Tehillim back in the early 1980s when I worked at Shariatsu. I started with the Luach that Rebbe Freifeld had established. And then from there, I got to know Rebbe Yeager to some extent. And she would always tell people, well, for this, say this parak, for that, say that parak. And it grew from there. So now I'm involved in a number of Tehillim groups. I moderate 3 of them myself. And I do say quite a number of Tehillim every day. As you know, Lori, I am also part of Anenu. And one of the things they do that I found so meaningful is on the 13th of every month, Reza Deborah Weinreich speaks and leads everyone in seeing Perik Yud she advises. There are two really basic things that she advises. One is that before we say it every month, forgive someone. The other thing that she emphasizes is what we're davening for, we should be envisioning as if it is happening already. Now, I've done this for many, many years and cried a lot of tears because my son was not meeting his Asher. As it happens, Hashem was so very good to me. My children are all really sweet, and I knew he would meet somebody who was equally sweet. And I remember one month in particular when Rosa Sparrow talked about envisioning it. I saw my son standing under the chuppah in his kittel, waiting for his kala. Last month they married. And I think it was within a few weeks after this particular reading of Perek Yud Gimel that it was obvious what was happening for both of them. So the best thing I could say to everybody is don't ever give up, because maybe right now Hashem's answer is no. But what I didn't hear Hashem saying to me was, you wait and see what I have for your son. I love his wife as if she's my own daughter. His in-laws love him as if he's their son. And the Machatanim love each other. You can't ask for more than that.
No,
You can't ask for better than that.
Shelley, that was such an inspiring story. I got tears in my eyes. I'm so happy for your simcha, and I have learned something so important from you that I plan to use when I'm saying Tehillim. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm
Thank you.
I'm a matchmaker, and I'm always davening for my single people to meet somebody. But now I'm going to
Daven for me too.
Yes, I'll daven for you too, and I will picture them all under the chuppah one at a time. And I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to cut you off now, and we got Sonia back from Argentina, so we're going to try and reach Sonia. So bye-bye, Shelley. Okay, let's see. Sonia, is that you?
I wonder if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Well, that's wonderful, because I really had problems with connecting. This is very much the 21st century. I'm seeing you, though you cannot see me, because I had to change the device so I could connect.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Sonia. You are such a special part of the Tehillim group, our only member from Argentina that I know of. And Sonia has really connected with this group almost in such a special way. Sonia, go ahead and tell people about yourself and how it connects to you, please.
I hope you all understand my English, because I am a Spanish speaker coming from a Spanish-speaking family. My English comes from school. My family was always very proudly Jewish, but not religious. So I had no connection with the Jewish communities in my city. Although we have 4 synagogues, we never went to any one of them. And when I tried to go to some of these places, I felt as I did not belong. So when I had the opportunity of joining this community, I said, well, these ladies are my Jewish community. So it's part of my daily routine. I wake up, I say Reshma, I say the Moreani, and then I get up. I don't get out from bed until I say thank for 5 things, and then I raise from bed, I read the Tehillim of the day, and only then I wake up my husband. It's If I don't do this routine, I feel as uncomfortable as if I did not brush my teeth. It's part of my daily day. And it has helped me for the last 5 or 6 years in good times and in bad times. So I feel very, very much a part of this community. So I thank you very much for it.
Your English is wonderful, Sonia, and it's so inspiring to know that this Tehillim group is your little Jewish community, and how you've connected. And I do want to point out that Sonia said that she thanks Hashem every day for 5 things before she says her Tehillim, which is like one of the things we like to ask people to do. Just take a minute, because that's what our Gratitude Tehillim group is all about, is thanking Hashem for the blessings we do have. In the morning, if we read the brachos in davening, we say that Hashem has given us everything we need. But yet, we're always davening for more things. But at every moment in time, we do have everything we need, and Hashem is always taking care of us. And when we recognize the positive things that He does give us, it makes us feel better, and Hashem knows that we're appreciative of everything He does for this. So it's not hard to do 5 different things every day, of things to thank Hashem for before we say our Tehillim. And I love that you do that every day, and that it's part of your routine, Sonia. And I'm with you. That's the way I start my day. And now I do daven and say my Tehillim before I go to the computer and read my emails, which I finally mastered that habit. It's an important habit, because once you get caught up with your electronic day, it's really hard to go back and start davening. So thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was like an honor. Thank you. Okay, let's see, JS. Are you available to talk to us now? You're our last one, as far as I can see. JS, do you want to speak? It seems that there's a little lag when I call on someone before they can start speaking. Is JS available? Interested in sharing? Hello? Okay, maybe not. I don't see anybody else that hasn't spoken yet. I will unmute all. And now, is there anyone else who wants to speak?
Lori, I'm going to say goodnight. It's very late here, and from my heart, love you, thank you, great, and keep us connected, please.
Thank you. Good night, Yaakov.
That's
Okay, we are
you.
going to end up, and hopefully we can get other people inspired to join our group and see how the Gratitude Tehillim can improve their life, enhance their life. I think we shared some important things today. Just knowing we have members from Israel, Argentina, Switzerland. I believe we have one in Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, my sister in Alaska, and of course in Israel. We're everywhere, and spread the word. Tell your friends. Go to our website, www.dailygratitudetehillim.com, and thank you everybody for participating. It was really a wonderful experience. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.